Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Rudy's Rant, powered by Coming Out the Podcast. I am your host, Rudy Rodriguez Shomot. This is Rudy's Rant, where we talk facts over feelings. Before we jump in, thank you so much for your continued support of this channel. Greatly appreciate you. Be sure to like, subscribe, follow. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Give us a shot. We appreciate it. I also have a second channel. If you didn't know by now, it's called Rudy's Rant, where I do reaction videos. So jump on over there and subscribe too. I did a video that actually is going to tie into this one, where I responded to why the NBA is falling apart and the fact that they've had a decrease in television ratings by 48% since 2012. So it's going to correlate to this somewhat because I'm going to kind of mix them up. But this video, obviously, as you see in the scroller, is Sabrina Ionescu has joined Unrivaled. Oh my God. Honestly, if I knew she could actually play, I would say it's pretty big. She's obviously one of the more popular players in the WNBA. She has the third highest selling jersey. Now, what does that really mean? Because, when you compare it to Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, how far is third behind second and first when it comes to jersey sales? I don't know. I'm gonna see if I can find that real quick. um, yeah, I can't quickly find it. But when you look at the fact that she is third overall in jersey sales, the fact that she has signed with Unrivaled is obviously a big thing for them. But there's a big but. The caveat is this: she just had surgery for a torn ligament in her hand. Specifically, her injury was a torn ulnar collateral ligament in her right hand. Now, it's a surgery that she had on December 2nd. No, I'm sorry, December, it's Friday, so 8th, 9th, 8th, 7th, 6th, December 6th. So surgery she had December 6th. So she's right-handed. She has an injury that required surgery. It's a surgery in which people refer to the ulnar collateral ligament injury as skier's thumb. Basically, what a UCL injury is: a tear or other damage to the soft tissue that connects the bones of the thumb and provides stability to the thumb joint. The condition is often referred to as skier's thumb because it is a common injury among skiers. UCL tears are traumatic injuries that cause the thumb to be hyperextended away from the hand. I guess something like this. I'm not sure. I don't know. Which also often happens when skiers fall and their hand is caught in the ski pole. Now, just looking at it, what are the symptoms? In pain, bruising, tender swelling on the inside base of the thumb. So you're talking in here. People may experience pain and weakness when gripping or pinching something. I don't know. Gripping a basketball might not be the greatest thing. And obviously, if you have pain and all that stuff, you should go to see a doctor. And it can cause early onset arthritis. Do you remember there was a player who decided that she wasn't gonna play because she could have arthritis at 22, which was just not true. But according to her, she could. That was Angel Reese. I don't know what specific surgery she had. I think she had a broken bone in her wrist, if I recall correctly. But nonetheless, yeah, she wasn't gonna have arthritis. But again, here we have a situation of early onset arthritis. The treatment is surgery. Well, one is immobilizing the thumb in a cast for 4 to 6 weeks. That may work if the ligament injury is minor. In the majority of cases, however, surgery is the treatment of choice. The UCL repair is a routine outpatient procedure reattaches this UCL and anchors it with a screw to hold it in place as it heals. Now for every article I've seen on this injury, it takes at least 4 weeks to heal, and that's without surgery. She had surgery, so in 4 weeks, you're talking January 6th, right? A month. Now, this league starts January 17th. I mean, you do the math. You do the math. You have a player who is one of the top 10 players in the WNBA, is obviously very, very important to her WNBA team, the New York Liberty. And it says the healing is usually takes at least 4 weeks, but 6 to 8 weeks for normal function to return. We're not talking about playing basketball here. We're talking about just the normal function to return to your hand. Look, athletes are different in general. I get it. But I'll be damned if I'm the New York Liberty and I'm going to sit here and I have this player under contract and I'm going to sit here and watch her playing some 3-on-3 comedic excuse for basketball while she is rehabilitating a torn ligament in her thumb. It seems utterly preposterous. So that's why I posed the question. Did Unrivaled hoodwink you? Did they do or hoodwink us? Did they do this obviously for splash? But are we again looking at another situation like Cam Brink where Sabrina's not going to play till next year? Could that be the case? It seems honestly, to be a reasonable thought because at the very, very least, you got to get back in basketball shape. You got to get back into conditioning, the the smacking on your hand with a basketball. It just seems like a lot for it to be said that she'll be able to play on January 17th. It doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem realistic to be ready in less than 6 weeks when the normal function is 6 to 8 weeks. And that's not inclusive of playing basketball. That's just I can grab my phone again. I can make a fist again. You got to go through some levels of rehab. So this is obviously very big for Unrivaled. So if they can make a story of it and try to draw some pop, even though they're putting no commercials on TV out, which is just crazy overall. There's no there's like I said mentioned I saw the other day on TNT there was a graphic. The announcer for the college football playoff mentioned that Unrivaled, was starting January 17th, but there's no commercial on TNT. Not seen one. And she's going to be on the team with Brittany Griner, Marina Mabry, Katie Lou Samuelson, Natasha Cloud, and Satu Sabali. She was a teammate of Sabali at Oregon. This injury she sustained, I mean, it's weird because she sustained this injury in the finals. Why didn't she have surgery like a week after? I don't get why you would wait around for this. Maybe it's because that's all she got married or what have you, but I don't see why you would wait to be in that level of pain in your thumb. It just seems a bit much to me. Just looking up some more information on this because I just don't. I have to question the validity of her playing this year. I just don't see it. And then here's another issue. See, here's a question on Sports where it says she says that I should be cleared and ready to go and be able to be there and be a part of it. The first year was something I wanted to experience and have ownership is a big part in that as well. I just don't believe it. It was a huge decision, getting me to play or not. I weighed out all my options and decided to do what's best for me in my career. Being able to take part in the league that is the first of its kind with a historic deal and being on the ownership side of it is important for me. I'm excited. Obviously, it's a great opportunity to be able to play and continue to refine my game in the offseason. It's a great opportunity to compete against the best players in the league that are now in Unrivaled. Will she compete in that 3-point contest like she did last year? Don't know. Honestly, I don't care. That didn't do anything for me. I found while some people thought it was great, I thought it was completely uninteresting. She does, but apparently she is set to do that again. So they're accommodating her pre-existing commitments, which means she's gonna miss games in this league. Like, can you imagine she's got load management in this league? I'm obviously kidding, but it's an 8-week league. It's an 8-week league. How are you missing games because of pre-existing commitments? Then you shouldn't be in this league. But I get it. They're desperate. They were very accommodating with things I've already accepted and have had to be gone for before I committed to the league. So I asked the question again. She's on the Phantom, the last wild card spot. I have to ask the question again: is it realistic to think that she's actually going to be healthy enough to play when this starts? I don't believe she will be. I don't believe that I don't believe there's any possible. The reason I say this is why the hell are you signing Katie Lou Samuelson? Why are you signing who the hell was the other player that they just signed? Who was the one right before that? Cam Brink. Again, can't play till 2026. Like these things don't make a lot of sense. That's the point. Then you had the trade that was done under the table, a trade of which I thought that this was supposed to be. I don't know. They were supposed to be like redrafting teams every year, but that's clearly maybe not the case because it seems like they're changing what their thoughts are already. Not to mention, they mentioned a historic contract. Listen, folks. Listen, folks. That is the way you create buzz, and I give them credit. But at the same time, now all you have is speculation on how much she's being paid. If I'm playing in that same league, I'm sitting here saying, "Well, what is Sabrina Ionescu getting paid?" Or Ionescu, however you pronounce her name. What is she getting paid? I'm in this thing too. What is she getting paid? I want to know what she's getting paid because everyone's salary in the WNBA is public knowledge. You know exactly what every player is being paid. So are they paying her $1 million to come play in this thing for 6 weeks, 7 weeks? Because she's not going to play the whole. I promise you, she will not be. I would stake every. I would stake everything that she's not going to play the first weekend. It's just not reasonable. It's not reasonable. I think it would be unfair to expect her to. Like this is her shooting hand, bro. Imagine catching the ball, bop, bop, bop. I mean, that movement, it cannot feel good for someone who's just recovering from a torn UCL ligament in their thumb. What happens the first time she gets hit on her thumb? What happens? Has she recovered enough? I know she played through it in the finals, but that was the finals. You've now had surgery. You don't want it to get re-injured. But this unprecedented and historic, puts her in a category of her own. So how much is Nafisa Collier making or Brianna Stewart? They're the owners of this thing, right? Everyone's getting their equity. I mean, I don't know what the equity is. I think it's a little bit comical what they keep saying about equity. But I don't know. I have a hard time. You know, Clark 10. What are they paying Angel Reese then? Because the reality is Angel Reese is still more popular than Sabrina Ionescu. And Angel Reese has not really been promoted all that much for the league. They're doing an awful job promoting their players. But now they bring in Ionescu as the last player. Now all of a sudden, oh my God, Sabrina Ionescu's here. But is she really going to be able to play? I don't believe she will be. That's my opinion. That's my belief just based on injury and timetables. Like, there's not a lot of doctors that would clear someone to go compete on the basketball court in 5 weeks. after tearing a ligament in their dominant hand. So I wonder, did they con you? Did they con us? Did they get us? Was this strategically done to get us talking? They're not going to release that she can't play. They're not going to release that. Why? Why? I mean, they've already sold out all the tickets, but the secondary market now improves for that the time, the days that the Phantom play, because she's one of the most popular players in the league, in the WNBA. Different. It's a little odd. You know, obviously, then there's a joke that's I've seen going around. Well, she'll be back just in time to shoot one of 19 again. I mean, she'll be back just in time for that. So obviously, this is a big thing for Unrivaled. They're obviously pushing this out there. They want everyone to know it, as they should. But they're not releasing all the details again. And we don't know how much money she's really being paid. What is unprecedented? Because if you're paying the highest person $250 a year for the 3 months or 2.5 months, are you paying her 500? Are you paying her $1 million? I mean, what are you paying? And I think this information should be released like everything else. The same way NBA salaries are released and football salaries and baseball salaries, soccer, MMA, you name tennis, golf, WNBA. Why is Unrivaled so tight-lipped and close to the vest when it comes to the salary numbers they're paying these players? We should know every single person's salary slot. Because we're all nosy. We all want to know. But guess what? Every other league releases this data. This information's out there. Why is it a secret with the Unrivaled Basketball League? It makes you think that it's possibly just not true. It leaves doubt and speculation and the possibility of, do I really believe that she's getting broke off like this? Well, what she's getting broke off like? Because we have no idea. So I think they're doing it on purpose, but at the same time, if you want to be considered a reputable basketball league, how do players negotiate if they have no idea what player X is making? Oh, because if Kate Martin's making 100 grand, 150 grand, I mean, realistically, she was the fifth most popular player in the WNBA this year. She sold the fifth most jerseys. Or, I'm sorry, fourth most jerseys. My bad, fourth. So she's the fourth most popular player in the WNBA based on jersey sales. If they're paying her 150 or 200 or 100, obviously, if I'm Sabrina Ionescu, I'm sitting here saying, I want 5 times that, 10 times that. I'm way better than her. I'm much more well known than she is, despite her jersey sales. So I think that's something that if you want to be a real reputable league, that's stuff that you have to release. Nonetheless, it's a big news event for Unrivaled, and we will see if it's legitimate when it comes down to January 17th, when they are supposed to play their first game. They are they're the what team is she on again? The Phantom. Her first game will be January 18th, the Phantom. And then they play again on the 20th, and then the 24th, the 25th. It's nonstop. Once they get going, it's nonstop. So we'll see. What do you think? Let me know what you think in the comments. Love to hear your feedback. This is Rudy's Rant, where we talk facts over feelings. Be sure to like, subscribe, follow. Appreciate all y'all. Thank you so much. And I don't know if I'm gonna. I probably am not gonna be doing the membership live tomorrow at 9 p.m. It is Christmas Eve. Got things I got to take care of in my own household, but if I can, I will. Or maybe I'll just do an overall live, just for everybody. But I will do my best to get on here tomorrow at some point in the evening. But bear with me, as it is Christmas Eve and the next day is Christmas, so I'll definitely be off on Christmas. I mean, it just is what it is, you know. But I thank you, and check out the videos that I've dropped in the last couple of days at the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. The event was great. I mean, I dropped a recap of it, a bunch of press interviews that in the post-fight press conference, photos from the event on Instagram. So if you haven't seen our Instagram page yet, please go over there and subscribe and follow us on Instagram as well. Come On Now Podcast, and I'll see you soon. All right. I appreciate y'all. Come on now.